Wanted to do a quick video message at the suggestion of one of my business partners who said, Shaun, you need to start sharing more of, your experiences, good and bad, because many of these things would be a blessing to other people. I am by nature a very private person. I go in the back door and exit the back door of all of my businesses. Fact of it is, I disclose less than 10% of what I do and how I do it for a lot of different reasons that I won't go into. But what my friend challenged me in is I want to share something that I learned from a friend who's worth over $800 million. This friend who is worth over $800 million has a home that many of you have actually seen every week on television. It's over 200 acres. House has over 30 bedrooms, 16 bathrooms. This friend of mine, who is an African-American Christian business owner, right, is so wealthy that on this property that has lakes and beyond, he has a 80-room hotel, right? Indoor ballroom, indoor swimming pool, conference rooms, executive offices, lobbies, so on and so forth, that he does not make available to the public. I've been to this property many a times. Every single room has a massaging chair that's like a $5,000 chair and beyond, right? So when someone who's worth $800 million, who's an African-American business owner, begins to share wisdom and life experiences, good and bad, you would be wise to listen, and so I did. This friend of mine, who's worth $800 million, has taught me, right, the priority of God first, family second. You see, this man loves and reveres the Lord at the highest level. He is so successful that he intentionally does not tell you who he is. This friend of mine, when Targets go out of business in a particular location, they call him to buy the location first, right? Getting back to my original point about placing family as the first priority, one thing that I learned from him is that while extended family is optional, immediate family is never optional. If you want the greatest life and want to create legacy, succession-based results for your children's children. What this friend who's worth $800 million has taught me is that as an individual, I have to time block to the 10th degree to be able to accomplish both entrepreneurial, but more importantly, family success. So much so that before my 14-year-old son was born, I literally went to 95% of all prenatal events because I wanted to establish the habit. So much so that even when I, in the same week, had to go to London, India, China, I orientated my schedule so that while I had to take a 27-hour flight to get home to do it, I still didn't miss my son's games, right? So ultimately, you have to understand, putting God and your family first can only be done intentionally, because I never accomplished something without intent. The second thing this friend of mine worth $800 million taught me, right, is the importance of being committed to time blocking. If you know anything about me, right, I'm very rigid with my time because I have to be. Everything is scheduled to the point where from 6 to 7:30 a.m., this is what I'm gonna be doing. Then from 7:30 to 9 a.m., this is what I'm gonna be doing. And while life does pop up and I have to occasionally deviate from that, I stick to it because it's the only way to effectively progress towards things that cause the greatest result. An example with how important time blocking is that you have to understand we as people overestimate what we can get done in 3 days, but we underestimate what we can get done in 3 weeks, is the life principle I live on. What this friend worth $800 million also has taught me, right, is that ultimately at the end of the day, success is a marathon. It's not a sprint. I wish I was a Mark Zuckerberg where within a few years I became successful. That wasn't my story, right? It's been a journey that I've lived for 22 years, and it took a long time and a lot of work and a lot of lessons and a lot of losses that didn't amount to failure, but really propelled me moving forward, learning what to do and what not to do. Because while wisdom is certainly learning from other people's mistakes, in life we still have to incur our own because our journeys are unique to us. And so, all in all, what I'll share with you is my friend worth $800 million has taught me the power of placing immediate family first, above all. What my friend worth $800 million has taught me, right, is that time blocking is the only way to have sustainable success. What my friend has taught me, right, is that success is a marathon, not a sprint. And he is absolutely right.